Self-worth. It's a concept we're all familiar with, yet one that many of us struggle to truly grasp. We hear phrases like love yourself and know your worth thrown around. But what does it actually mean to recognize your self-worth? Here's the hard truth. Self-worth isn't just about feeling good about yourself when things are going well. It's about valuing yourself when life gets tough, when you're surrounded by doubt, and when the world seems determined to knock you down. The first thing you need to understand is that self-worth is not conditional. It's not something that should fluctuate based on your achievements, your relationships, or your appearance. Yet, society teaches us to tie our self-worth to external factors: our job titles, our social circles, our bank accounts. We're conditioned to believe that our value is something that can be earned, lost, or quantified. But here's the kicker. The moment you start measuring your worth based on external validation, you've already lost the battle. Your self-worth doesn't increase when you get that promotion, when someone praises you, or when you hit a milestone. And it certainly doesn't decrease when you fail, when someone criticizes you, or when you feel like you're falling short. Self-worth is intrinsic. It's a deep, unshakable belief in your value as a human being, regardless of the external circumstances. But here's the hard part. It's up to you to define it. No one else can determine your self-worth for you. Not your parents, not your partner, not society. It's a decision you make every single day to believe in your own value, even when the evidence seems to suggest otherwise. And let's be honest, this isn't easy. It's far simpler to look for validation from others, to let their opinions shape how you see yourself. But that's a dangerous game, because as long as you rely on others to define your worth, you'll never truly own it. Another brutal truth about self-worth is that it requires you to confront your own insecurities and doubts head-on. It's not about plastering on a fake smile and pretending everything is okay. It's about digging deep into the parts of yourself that you'd rather ignore, the fears, the failures, the flaws, and still deciding that you are worthy. It's about accepting your imperfections and understanding that they don't diminish your value. In fact, they make you human. This also means that self-worth is not synonymous with arrogance or self-importance. It's not about thinking you're better than anyone else. It's about recognizing that your value is equal to everyone else's, no more, no less. It's about respecting yourself enough to set boundaries, to say no when necessary, and to walk away from situations and people that don't honor your worth. And that takes guts. It takes the courage to stand alone, to risk being misunderstood or rejected, because you refuse to compromise on your value. But perhaps the hardest truth of all is that maintaining your self-worth is a lifelong journey. It's not a one-time realization. It's a practice. There will be days when your self-worth feels unshakable, and there will be days when it feels like it's slipping through your fingers. The key is to keep coming back to it, to keep reminding yourself that your value is not up for negotiation. Self-worth is the foundation of everything else in your life. Your relationships, your career, your happiness. Without it, you're building on shaky ground. With it, you have a solid base that can weather any storm. But you have to do the work. You have to choose, day in and day out, to believe in your own worth, even when it feels like the hardest thing in the world. In the end, the hard truth about self-worth is that it's a choice. A difficult, sometimes painful choice, but one that is absolutely necessary for living a life of authenticity and fulfillment. It's about reclaiming your value from the clutches of societal expectations and external validation, and holding on to it with everything you've got. Because the moment you truly understand and embrace your self-worth, everything else in your life starts to fall into place. You begin to attract what aligns with your value, and you let go of what doesn't. You start to live, not just exist, and that ultimately is the true power of self-worth.